What's up, everyone? Welcome back to King Anime Review, and for this video, I'll be providing factual, irrefutable evidence to prove that Naruto Uzumaki and Sasuke Uchiha are 100% heterosexual, aka straight, and I'll be debunking the arguments of the people who claim otherwise. Now, I'm gonna start off with a anime original scene that wasn't in the manga that I've seen a lot of people try to use, and they take it out of context and they try to use it to act like Naruto had romantic feelings for Sasuke, which isn't true at all. So the scene I'm talking about happened in episode 478 of Naruto Shippuden, where Sasuke said, "We resented the village, and you said we were brothers. In that sense, perhaps we were." And then Naruto says, "No, you're totally wrong."
そして俺たちは里の連中を恨んだ。お前は俺を兄弟と呼んだが、そういう意味じゃ確かにそうかもな。全然違えよ。
So the people who try to use this scene to act like Naruto had romantic feelings for Sasuke and he was romantically interested in Sasuke, the people who try to use that scene to do that, they're taking the scene out of context. They only use part of Sasuke's dialogue. They don't use all of Sasuke's dialogue. They omit the part of Sasuke's dialogue where he says, "We resented the village," and then the second part of Sasuke's dialogue, which they do show, where Sasuke says, "You said we were brothers. In that sense, perhaps we were." And then Naruto says, "No, you're totally wrong." Now, obviously, they're trying to use this to say Naruto was saying that, no, he's not brothers. Him and Sasuke are not brothers, which obviously if they did that, I mean, if they were right, it would actually contradict the story. So what they're doing is actually contradicting the story. And it just shows that they don't understand the story, or either that, or they're just deliberately trying to use this scene and they're trying to twist it, taking it out of context and trying to twist it to make it seem like Naruto is homosexual. Naruto was not at all implying that he was romantically attracted to Sasuke, even if you were to say that he was saying that Sasuke wasn't like a brother to him, which even that isn't true. All Naruto was saying was Sasuke was totally wrong about Sasuke saying, like, about the sense in which Sasuke were saying that they were brothers. Because you got to pay attention to the dialogue. Even in the part of the dialogue that a lot of people do show, where Sasuke said, "You said we were brothers. In that sense, perhaps we were." They ignore two key words in that sense. Well, actually, three key words. They ignored those three key words in that sentence. In that sense. Now, I'm going to have to break down these words for these people because they don't understand. It seems like they don't actually understand the words that are being said. In that sense, that means that Sasuke, they're talking about a certain aspect. In that sense means like in a certain way. So Sasuke was saying, "We resented the village," which they omit that piece of dialogue. They cut that scene out because it would obviously destroy their whole argument. But what Sasuke was saying was, "We resented the village, and you said we were brothers. So in that sense, perhaps we were." And keep in mind, what he said literally seconds before, he said, "You know, in that sense, we were." Literally what he says a couple seconds before that is he said, "We resented the village." Now, that's not the aspect in which Naruto said he felt like Sasuke was his brother. Now, basically, this whole thing stemmed from what Naruto basically told Sasuke in their first battle in part 1 Naruto. In their first battle, Naruto said when he's with Sasuke, he wonders if having a brother feels something like that. Like he says, he told Sasuke, "When I'm with you, I wonder if having a brother feels something like that." So obviously Sasuke remembered Naruto saying that, but he misunderstood why Naruto considered Sasuke a brother. You gotta look at the scene. And also in this scene, Naruto and Sasuke this was pre-Team 7. So this was before they were a part of Team 7. Naruto was basing what he said off of the moments that they had. He literally says, "When I'm with you, I wonder if this is what it feels like to have a brother." So he's talking about when him and Sasuke were in Team 7. And you can go back and watch that fight in part 1 Naruto, and you can actually, it actually shows flashbacks, Naruto thinking about him and Sasuke being in Team 7. So obviously he's talking about when they were in Team 7, he was thinking that Sasuke, he's wondering like if this is what it feels like to have a brother when he was with Sasuke when they were in Team 7. Whereas this scene and the scene that a lot of people are trying to take out of context, or the scene that a lot of people are taking out of context in episode 478 of Naruto Shippuden, in that scene, it was showing pre-Team 7 Naruto and Sasuke. It was showing them in their academy days, and Sasuke was saying, "Oh, so you said we were like brothers. In that sense, perhaps we were." And he was thinking about the fact that how they resented the village because the villagers, treated them like trash pretty much. And it was actually showing the academy versions of Naruto and Sasuke. So obviously Sasuke remembered what Naruto said about him and about Naruto thinking like, thinking of Sasuke as a brother. But the reason why Naruto said, "No, you're totally wrong," is because he got the sense wrong. He got the aspect in which Naruto was talking about wrong. Because Sasuke was thinking, "Oh, so since we both resented the village, that might be, we were probably like brothers in that sense, like in that aspect." Whereas Naruto was like, no, you're totally wrong. Because what Naruto said in part 1 was when he was with Sasuke and then he was thinking about, their moments in Team 7. Obviously, Sasuke can't, read Naruto. Like, he didn't see Naruto's memories. But Naruto was thinking about when they were in Team 7. That's why he said, when I'm with you, I wonder if this is what it feels like to have a brother. So that's the first point. Now, the second point is another anime original scene that didn't happen in the manga that a lot of people take out of context, yet again, just like the first point. Now, this scene is where basically Naruto was talking to Kurama, and it's right before Kurama dies in the Boruto anime. Like I said, it wasn't in the manga. Now, this is another anime original scene, and what happens is, and by the way, just because it's an anime original scene doesn't mean I'm disregarding it, because these anime original scenes, I do consider them canon. And even though they were in the manga, I do consider them canon because they do add a lot of detail and depth to the story. But I do want to point this out, that this stuff is not in the manga, that a lot of people are taking out of context. And even if it was in the manga, it still wouldn't prove their point, because they're taking these scenes out of context and they're not reading dialogue properly. So they're misunderstanding these scenes essentially. Now, anyways, the second scene is where, like I said, Naruto is talking to Kurama right before Kurama dies. Now, Naruto says Boruto and Kawaki are really like brothers. Now, the key word in that sentence is the word really. So he's saying like they're actually like brothers. And then Kurama basically says, oh, like you and Sasuke, huh? And Naruto says, I'm not so sure about that. Now, keep in mind, Naruto never said no. He never literally said no. He just said, I'm not so sure about that. Now, a thing to pay attention to in this dialogue is Naruto uses the word really. He says Boruto and Kawaki are really like brothers. And when he was talking to Sasuke in part 1, and he said when he's with Sasuke, he wonders if this is what it feels like to have a brother. He didn't tell Sasuke, hey, me and you are really like brothers. He says when he's with Sasuke, he wonders if having a brother feels something like that. So that's what he was saying. So you got to pay attention to the dialogue, and the reason, and also you got to pay attention to the word in that sense. Just like going back to what I said on the first point, where Sasuke said, you call me your brother in that sense, keywords, in that sense, perhaps we were. So obviously he's talking about a certain aspect. You got to keep that in mind when you're reading the dialogue for these scenes in order to fully understand what they're talking about. Now, I already broke down that first scene, but what I'm going to say here is basically Naruto could be thinking like him and Sasuke were only like brothers in a certain aspect, but they weren't really like brothers. They weren't fully like brothers in the way that he's thinking of Boruto and Kawaki being like brothers. Boruto and Kawaki literally live in the same household. They have basically the same parents. Naruto essentially adopted Kawaki into his family. So Boruto and Kawaki are really like brothers in almost every aspect. The only thing that they aren't like, the only way they aren't like brothers is, genetically. They're not genetically related. Other than that, they are really like brothers in basically every aspect. They live in the same house. They have a brotherly bond. They care about each other. They love each other. They fight sometimes and stuff like that. They are really like brothers. Whereas Naruto and Sasuke were only like brothers in a certain aspect. Like basically what Naruto was saying back in part 1, when he's with Sasuke, he wonders if this is what it feels like to have a brother. He never even said that Sasuke is really like his brother. Like even basically, you can even go back to the scene when Naruto and Sasuke got, chakra from Hagoromo. Basically, Naruto and Sasuke both said that they were like best friends. So obviously Naruto views Sasuke as a best friend, but when he's with Sasuke, he said, I wonder if this is what it feels like to have a brother. Now, this could be similar, to give you a real world analogy. This could be similar to like maybe somebody who grew up, like two guys who grew up together, they went to school together and they're really, really close friends. And they say, hey, bro, you kind of like a brother to me. It feels you kind of feel like a brother to me. But they're not really like brothers. Whereas Boruto and Kawaki literally live in the same household. So they are really like brothers. So that's something to keep in mind with that scene. And also, yeah, you could just interpret that as Naruto thinking, well, since Sasuke is outside of the village a lot, Sasuke is not really, him and Sasuke aren't as close as they used to be. Because keep in mind, this is an adult Naruto talking to Kurama. So this is when Sasuke is out of the village a lot, and he's more like the shadow of Hokage. And him and Naruto, you could make the argument that Naruto is basically saying, because you got to keep in mind, this is, adult Naruto. So this is not, Naruto back in Shippuden in part 1. So you could just interpret that as Naruto thinking they were like brothers in the past, but since Sasuke is outside of the village a lot, they're not really like brothers currently. You could interpret it like that. I'm not even going to use that interpretation, though. All I'm going to say is the most logical way to interpret that scene is Naruto thinking of Kawaki and Boruto as real brothers, since he said they are really like brothers, and him only ever thinking of Sasuke as someone who's like a brother to him. So there's a difference between being really like brothers and just being like brothers. There's a big difference there. Now, and also Naruto, when he was talking to Itachi, he said that, he thinks of Sasuke as a brother more than Itachi ever did. So yeah, Naruto did consider, like, he did think of Sasuke somewhat like a brother, but not like really like his like real brother. He thinks of him like a brother. Now, anyways, moving on to the third point, I've seen a lot of people claim that Sasuke trying to kill Naruto is like Sasuke was trying to kill Naruto because he was romantically interested in him. I know this is a very crazy thing. And some people are going to be shocked by hearing that point. But yes, I've actually seen people, a lot of people, not just a couple, a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people claim that in the final valley, at the end of Naruto and Sasuke's first battle, at the end of their second battle in the final valley in Shippuden, people were saying that some people were claiming that Sasuke tried to kill Naruto because he loved him. No, that's absolutely wrong. Sasuke, he actually felt like he needed to kill Naruto. He didn't even want to kill Naruto. He felt like he needed to. He felt like he was obligated to kill Naruto because Naruto stood in his way and Naruto had Biju chakra, and Sasuke wanted to get rid of all of the tail beasts, and he wanted to sever away the past. And when he gets ready to kill, like he was trying to kill Naruto, like after he absorbed Naito's chakra from Naruto, and then he got ready to hit Naruto with a Chidori right before Naruto uppercutted him. Right before Sasuke tried to hit Naruto with a Chidori, he literally said, "Goodbye, my one and only friend." He didn't. So obviously that proves that he wasn't romantically interested in Naruto. So I've seen some people try to say he was romantically interested in Naruto, and that's why he was trying to kill him. Makes literally no sense at all. That literally makes no sense at all. And it's crazy that people use that point, but they don't want to use that point for Sasuke and Sakura, and they don't want to use that point for Sakura because Sasuke did try to kill Sakura. I already got a whole video explaining Saku, the romantic relationship between Sasuke and Sakura, so you guys can go watch that, probably after you get done with this video. But anyway, so yeah, that's the third point. Sasuke was not trying to kill Naruto because he loved him. He wanted to kill Naruto. He didn't want to kill Naruto. He felt obligated to kill Naruto in their final valley. In their final battle in the final valley in Shippuden, because Naruto was in his way, getting in the way of his goal for revolution, and he also wanted to sever away the past, and he wanted to get rid of the tail beasts, which have been used as a weapon of mass destruction several times in the past. Or should I say weapons? The tail beasts, they were used as weapons of mass destruction. Now, moving on to the fourth point. And this is, I've seen a lot of people claim that Naruto was chasing after Sasuke throughout the whole series. And they claim that because he was doing that, that shows that he was romantically interested in Sasuke. This is another terrible point. Obviously, all the people who are making these points they obviously don't understand the story. But this point is very easy to debunk. The reason why Sasuke wanted to save Sasuke, the reason why Naruto wanted to save Sasuke is a couple of reasons. Now, firstly, in their first battle, in their first battle in part 1, Naruto, Sasuke basically asked Naruto, "Why would you go so far for me?" And Naruto says, "It's because I never had a bond like this before." And so, yeah, that's the case with that. And well, in the English dub, it was basically stated like that. In the Japanese, it was basically stated like, or the sub, it was basically like Naruto said he never had like ties like this before. But he was talking, and this is like around the same time where he said, "When I'm with you, I wonder if this is what it feels like to have a brother." So obviously, the reason why Naruto was trying to save Sasuke in part 1 is and he literally said this because Sasuke asked him. He says, "Hey, why would you go so far for me?" Naruto basically says the reason he would go so far for Sasuke. He answered Sasuke's question. Sasuke said, "Why would you go so far for me?" Naruto basically says it's because I never had a bond like this before. And the bond that he's referring to is a brotherly bond. He literally either seconds before, this dialogue or seconds after. I believe it was seconds before. Yeah, I think it was before. Naruto said, it was the same where Naruto said, "When I'm with you, I wonder if this is what it feels like to have a brother." And he said he was talking about Aruka as well. He said, when I'm with Aruka, I wonder if that's what it feels like to have a father. And then he says, when I'm with you, I wonder if this is what it feels like to have a brother. So obviously he's not talking about Aruka and Sasuke in a romantic aspect. He's talking about them being like brother, like he's talking about Sasuke being like a brother to him and Aruka being like a father to him. So obviously that's the reason why that's the reason why Naruto was trying to save Sasuke in part 1. Now in Shippuden, it gets further explained. Sasuke, when Naruto and Sasuke when they talk in Shippuden, in like the first episode, Sasuke, Sasuke basically says you should have been spending your time training to become Hokage and stuff like that instead of chasing after me or whatever. And then Naruto basically says, how could I ever become Hokage if I can't even save a friend? Therefore, that debunks those two things that I just mentioned about Naruto. Those two things I just mentioned, it utterly debunks the idea that Naruto was chasing after Sasuke because he was romantically interested in him. It obviously debunks that whole concept, that whole idea. Anybody who makes that argument obviously don't understand the story. Naruto himself literally explained to us why he was chasing after Sasuke so long. And yeah, he started, in part 1, he was more so focused on his goal of becoming Hokage until basically the end of part 1, where he, that's when he started to focus on, trying to bring Sasuke back to the village. And the reason he wanted to bring Sasuke back to the village is because two things. Number one, he viewed Sasuke as like a brother. Sasuke was like a brother to him. And number two, Naruto also said, how could I become Hokage if I can't save a friend? And that's very logical, because think about it. The Hokages are supposed to be, the protectors of the village. They're supposed to save and protect everybody in the village. And if Naruto can't save a former comrade, a teammate of his, who was his best friend, who he viewed as somebody who was like a brother to him, if he can't even do that, how can he save and protect everybody in the village? He can't even save his best friend. So what Naruto was saying makes sense. If he can't save one person, how is he going to save and protect the entire village? So he didn't even think he was worthy of becoming Hokage if he couldn't save a friend. So that's why he was chasing after Sasuke. And that's why he was, well, I'm not even going to say chasing after Sasuke. I'll say that's why he was trying to bring Sasuke back to the village throughout most of Shippuden. Now, moving on to the 5th point, and that is the fact that, so the whole thing about their kiss. Now, keep in mind, their kiss was accidental. It was 100% accidental. Neither one of them intended to kiss each other. Neither one of them wanted to kiss each other. And neither one of them enjoyed the kiss. So basically what happened was somebody bumped into Naruto, and Naruto accidentally, kissed Sasuke after somebody bumped into him. So obviously the kiss was accidental. Naruto and Sasuke didn't initiate the kiss. Neither Naruto or Sasuke initiated the kiss. It was 100% accidental, caused by a third party, somebody who bumped into Naruto. That's the first thing. The second thing to remember about that kiss is literally right after the kiss, Naruto and Sasuke started to choke themselves in disgust. They were so disgusted by the kiss, they started to choke themselves. They obviously didn't enjoy the kiss. They were so disgusted by it that they started to choke themselves, which actually proves that they're actually heterosexual, because like, why they were so disgusted by the fact that they kissed a guy that they actually started to choke themselves. And obviously neither one of them liked that kiss. So that was the case with that. And then the 6th point is the girls in the academy found out that Sasuke liked girls with long hair. Now, in order for them to come to such a specific conclusion, they had to have some type of indication as to why Sasuke liked girls with long hair. Because why would they just randomly, make something like that up? Why would they randomly come to this conclusion? It's a very specific conclusion. They didn't say, oh, hey guys, we found out Sasuke liked girls. No, they said, they basically said Sasuke likes girls with long hair. That was stated in the anime and in the manga. It was basically a flashback to the academy days. And basically Sakura told Ino that, I believe it was Sakura who told Ino that she found out that Sasuke likes girls with long hair. And that's why Ino and Sakura decided to grow their hair longer. Now, like I said, in order for the girls in the academy to come to such a specific conclusion, keep in mind, they didn't just find out Sasuke liked girls. So obviously they knew Sasuke was heterosexual, but Sasuke would have had to have shown some interest or attraction to girls with long hair, specifically for them to come to such a specific conclusion that he likes girls with long hair. That means he had to show some type of interest or attraction to a girl with long hair in the academy. The 7th point is Sasuke married Sakura, who's a woman, obviously. And then Naruto married Hinata, who's a woman. So they both married women, and they both had kids with women. So obviously they're heterosexual. That's another thing to prove that proves that they are heterosexual. Also, there's one more point that I'm going to add in. So this is going to be the 8th and final point that I forgot to mention. And that's the fact that Sasuke and Naruto has always displayed romantic interest in women / females only. Like even back during their academy days, like I said, with Sasuke, it was stated that he liked girls with long hair. And, also, like I talked a lot about Sasuke and Sakura's relationship in a separate video called Sasu Saku Explained. But Sakura, when she hugged Sasuke, it literally changed his emotional state. He went from being completely angry to being completely calm just based on the fact that Sakura hugged him and he looked into her eyes and she was crying. And the reason why he got so angry in the first place is because he seen Sakura was beat up, and he got up and he said, "Sakura, who did this to you?" And he got super, super angry, super angry. And as far as Naruto goes, he said he liked Hinata back in part 1. He told Hinata that I like people like you. And also in the episodes that some people consider filler, basically the episodes that happened when, after Naruto and Sasuke had their final battle in part 1 Naruto, it was a couple episodes where Naruto and Hinata's relationship was developing, and Naruto told Hinata that she would make a great wife someday and stuff like that. So that's just another thing to add to my point. So Naruto and Sasuke are 100% heterosexual, aka straight, and I've provided irrefutable factual evidence to prove that. Now, with that being said, if you guys like the video, please drop a like. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and clicking that channel notification bell to be notified on all of my future videos. And drop a comment. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comment section below. And share the video all over the internet. With that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.
Every promise